Josh showed. Oddly, no team went worst to first last year.
Correct.
But in the last 20 years, there has been 25 teams who have gone worst to first. See, some years,
that's incredible,
multiple teams go.
I actually like this graphic.
I told you, Josh. Josh thought it was too much work.
No, for our no, he didn't. But
go through it for our podcast.
Wilds, for our podcast listeners, you should probably go through all the years.
Okay, starting at 2023, yes.
Some years, 3 teams.
2022, there's a green check. But 2019, there's a red
X.
You know what, Wilds?
What?
I mean, when the camera gets on.
Well, we have another graphic.
Okay.
Here's the graphic that, as you know, NFLs.com's Kevin Patra listed the worst to first candidates from most likely to least likely. Can I read this one for the podcast audience? They're sitting out driving.
You got to read every one?
There's 8 teams.
Okay.
49ers, Patriots, Bears, Titans. Titans have 4.
That's
Raiders,
Saints, bad division.
Browns, and then the Giants. A lot of these are just compliments or insults to the team that won the division last year. So we're going to dig into each team. Actually, just 4. Up first, the most likely team, San Francisco. Easiest schedule in the league. They start off with 2 road games in Seattle against Sam Darnold, who a lot of people don't believe in. And then they go to New Orleans. We'll start with you, Brew. What is the key to the 49ers' rise from worst?
Look, obviously, Purdy has to be great. McCaffrey, you need him to be very good. But I'm going to go with the defense, because that defense last year was the worst in the Kyle Shanahan era. Now, they lost Hufanga, they lost Dre Greenlaw. But here's the thing, Nick. Those guys missed a good chunk of last season, too.
But they also lost some D linemen.
Yeah, they lost a few other guys. But a lot of the guys they lost did miss significant games last year. So with Robert Saleh back as the defensive coordinator, I don't want to overstate his importance, but he's a good DC. I think some of those young guys that played last year that took their lumps will be better. And they drafted 6 rookies defensively, so maybe some of them will get some time. And then you still have Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. So that defense has to be good. I think the offense will be good, but I think the key is the defense.
Yeah, so the person that I would say might be the biggest key is actually Robert Saleh. You know what I mean? Because I think he is going to be asked to do more with less than what they've had, certainly than what they had when he was there the first time, when they were stacked defensively and he was great, which made them the best defense. But I think a lot has to happen, because I think the Rams had an excellent offseason, and I think the Rams are really good. So I think Robert Saleh is a huge key. I think Trent Williams, as the oldest tackle in the league, playing at least 15 of the 17 games, I think that has to happen. And I think a real return to form by Brandon Ayuk has to happen. And if I were a Niner fan, I'd be concerned about that, because Juwan Jennings seems unhappy, I guess, with his contract. And I think it's fair to say Pearsall is an unknown.
He's an injury risk, too.
Right. And we're not talking about him getting shot, Wilds. He's an injury risk because
he pulled his hamstring, a month or two ago?
No, he was injured in training camp last year. He was so he is a guy that seems like soft tissue stuff can grab him, and that's always a concern. So I think they just need Ayuk to be excellent. That's not even to talk about McCaffrey, but I think it's Robert Saleh.
But do you agree that they are the most likely? No. You don't?
No, I don't, because I think the Rams are excellent. And I think I like the Rams offseason. You know what I mean? I liked adding Devontae Adams. I thought that the Rams, remade that defensive front on the fly with young players who, if you had first and second year guys all across your D-line, those guys should be even better in second and third year. So I understand the schedule discrepancy between the two teams. But no, they would not be, I'll tell you when we get to them, the team that I think is most likely.
Probably right now. Next up, the mighty Patriots. NFL.com has them as the second most likely team to go from worst to first. There's a great touchdown against the Rams that then we would lose the game. Patra writing, Mike Vrabel got more from less during his run in Tennessee, providing confidence that he can coax winning plays from a crew that won 8 games combined over the past 2 years. Dust, I don't love that little panel, to be honest with you. You've seen that complimentary, to be honest with you. It's like Mike Vrabel is a great
from a
chef,
turnip.
great chef with just a cupboard of nothing. What is the key to the Patriots going worst to first?
Obviously, nobody hopes this happens, but the only way the Patriots go worst to first is if Josh Allen gets hurt. That's the key. The key is something catastrophic happening to Buffalo. I'm sorry. It's just like we can talk about if the conversation were the key to the Patriots making the playoffs, that would be a conversation about the Patriots.
Yeah.
If the conversation is about the Patriots winning the AFC East, that's a conversation about the Buffalo Bills. And so I don't think there is anything within the Patriots' control that makes them AFC East champions.
I actually think that's a fair take.
Which is why I think was ridiculous to have them in second.
I couldn't believe
now,
they
I
were
guess
second.
if Chicago is a team, a lot of people think, I guess people are saying, well, Detroit or even Green Bay, they got all these other tough teams. But, yeah, that's baffling because I do agree with you. But I'll in the spirit of the question, to be better or maybe a playoff contender, I'm going to say the receivers. Vrabel is a very good coach, and I think we see how a great coach can turn a situation around pretty quickly. So maybe he can I think he can improve that defense. I like Drake May a lot, and to me the question is, Diggs has to be very good.
Yes.
Hollins, Kendrick Bourne, these other guys are okay, but I have questions. I don't think their receiving corps is very good.
No.
And so we have a hot young quarterback. I think that's the key. So if the receivers step up, I think that'll be big.
I also, can we talk, if the conversation were key to the Patriots making the playoffs, can we pretend that just for a second so we can talk about Drake May? I know you are very big on his yards per rush.
We have the graphic?
No, please don't.
If you're on the podcast.
That it was historic.
He's basically think about Randall Cunningham.
Exactly. So I'm going to be
and Michael Vick.
So I'm going to be serious on this point, though.
I'm dead serious.
As a Pats fan, Wilds, do you want Drake May running a lot?
Not like Josh Allen runs, but honestly, the reason why some of those numbers are so gaudy is because he gets open runs.
Oh, okay.
And they were more. Sounds silly, but Saquon Barkley-esque. I got one guy to beat, and then a bunch of real
because they weren't worried about him as a. Oh God, this stupid graphic.
There it is. Most yards were rushing the QBs in the last 35 years.
And also,
06,
he only
Michael
ran
Vick.
54 times.
No, but
and it wasn't a ton of runs.
No, but the reason I mention it is because
there's health. I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, he got one diagnosed and one other diagnosed by me, but not by the doctors, concussion last year, and so you just. I would want him to have more, even though he is, he's bigger and stronger than Patrick. I would want him to have more of a Mahomes approach to running, which is I can do it, but it's only going to be in the critical moments that I do it.
When you had an offensive line like the Patriots had last year, and
there were a lot of critical moments.
It was all like, whoop, time to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up, the Bears. Ben Johnson, he's never seen the tush push become an explosive play, not once, not a fan. Can he see the Bears explode into the playoffs? Well, maybe. Patra writing, the darlings of the offseason wouldn't surprise anyone by climbing out of the NFC North cellar. The only thing keeping them from being higher on this list is the difficulty of the division. You're a Caleb fan, Brew, but I'm going to start with Nick since he had him going to the Super Bowl. Could they go they were actually finished worst?
Well, yeah, all these teams finished worst.
Well,
that's I'm sorry. Yes, but the
worst to first.
Yeah, I absolutely think they can. They're the team that I would have number one most likely.
Number one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Patriots are going to do it. We'll talk about the other teams. I bet actually, Brew, you might have them most likely.
Wow.
Of all
I would
the
have
teams,
San Francisco number one.
Oh, sorry, obviously, because San Francisco, but you'd probably have them number two.
But you would you would have them ahead of San Francisco.
Yeah, because I don't think for a couple reasons. One is I don't know if the NFC North is quite as hard this next year as people think it will be. Because I think Minnesota is going to take a significant step back.
Why?
Because they're starting a rookie quarterback. They lost your guy. And so I do think that's going to happen. I also thought last year Green Bay was a little smoke and mirrorsy, and am not as intimidated by them as maybe others. And I am very curious how back-to-back gut punch end of seasons have landed with the Lions. You know what I mean? Where they have the Super Bowl in their hands, they blow that game, and then they are point differential gods, best record in football, 1 seed, and then get clocked in their first home playoff game. I think there's probably maybe a little regression coming there. Meanwhile, the Bears hired the coach I wanted them to hire, addressed the part of the team I wanted them to address in the offensive line, and I think Caleb had a better season than it felt like he was having because I said they were going to go to the Super Bowl because the team as a whole was so disappointing. Caleb didn't have, with respect to the Prince, Trevor's rookie year. You know what I mean? Where it was like, oh man, like or Peyton Manning's rookie year, to pick different guys at different career trajectories, where it's like the numbers were bad, like everything was bad. So yeah, I think they can win the division.
Well, the key to them I don't think they'll win the division, but the key to it is Caleb.
Yes.
It's all about Caleb. Like you said, you upgraded the coach, you upgraded the offensive line, the receiving core is still very good. The running back, I think DeAndre Swift is a pretty good running back. The defense was 13th last year in points allowed. I mean, you can
The
win
defense
with that.
is defense. I wish got a little bit better, but they didn't have as many resources.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible.
Yep.
So yeah, it's all about Caleb. And Nick, I think Caleb's got great potential. I think this is going to be a little bit rocky with Ben Johnson because Ben Johnson is on time, and that hasn't been Caleb. You know, he's so talented. He's off schedule and doing all that. So I think it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for him to be as on time as Ben Johnson.
Can I ask you a question of that, though? Do you think that Ben Johnson, that is the exact style of offense he wanted to run? Or do you think Ben Johnson created that because that is the best offense possible for Goff? You know what I mean? Like listen, Goff's been excellent with Detroit. This isn't a shot at Goff.
No, that makes sense.
But it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Ben Johnson, we don't know because we haven't seen him elsewhere, but was Goff the perfect quarterback for what Ben Johnson wants to run, or did Ben Johnson adjust what he wanted to run to make it perfect for Jared Goff?
That's a good question. I mean, you would think, even if he is like, this is my system, this is how I do it, you would think you would compromise a little bit because you have a quarterback who can make these special plays with his legs and, scrambling and off schedules. So it'll be interesting to see.
And Ben Johnson obviously isn't Andy Reid, and Caleb obviously isn't Patrick Mahomes. But
2.0.
Patrick Mahomes 2.0, newer, not better. But people would have thought, well, the style of offense Andy Reid wants to run based on what he was running with Alex Smith in Kansas City is not, one that fits like this crazy maniac from Texas Tech that's running around doing all these things, and it changed immediately. You know what I mean? Like Andy was running an offense for Alex that could then change once he had a quarterback that had the ability to change it. What's up, KW? What's up, buddy?
Maybe.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have any of the Caleb graphics. I'm rooting for Caleb. And I think Ben Johnson's he's going to do great.
You're not rooting for Ben.
You were such a Ben Johnson guy. One quote. It's one quote that you can't get over. You have nothing else that made you mad about him.
I'm interested. I told Danny this. Sorry, so I'm recycling takes, but
It's
I
okay.
was watching quarterback, and Ben Johnson's having a blast coming up with these wacky plays. And these wacky plays against the Cowboys to stick it to them, these revenge plays.
Which I didn't like, but you did.
I did because he had sort of like graduated past a normal offense.
Yeah.
And here's what he needs to do with Caleb. Hey man, it's 6 yard out. Can we just hit that when it's open, please? I wonder if Ben Johnson gets a little
I think Ben Johnson
too fancy.
See, so I think Ben Johnson will look at Caleb as I now have access to plays and ideas that I didn't have access to before.
He was doing fake fumbles.
No, I understand, but a lot of that fake trickery stuff wasn't Jared Goff related. You understand what I'm